I need about 3 pennies.
G'day everyone, it is the Captain. I don't even know what I'm supposed to be saying at this point. Welcome back to the channel. A big thank you, of course, to each and every one of you that like and subscribe to these videos and you share them around the world with all of your buddies, all of your pals, and all of your mates. And as the voice of the voiceless, let me tell you what's going on. Hello and welcome back for the third time in this bloody 24-hour, not even that, 12-hour bloody gap. How good are yous? How is everyone? Good to see yous. Let me say g'day to a few of yous that are hanging around, because that's what we like to do around here. Deb is here. The great Conholio is there in chat as well. Rusty Knobster is there. Red Eye is also hanging out in the chat, and I'm sure as word begins to spread that I'm back, more and more people are going to start turning up. But we are covering the story out of the UK at the moment. Quick recap for you. Late night their time, around, we'll cover it primarily. I'll get all the times and shit for you. But the what has happened was 10 people on a train from Doncaster to London. A stabbing has taken place. 10 people have been stabbed, 9 of which are in critical condition, or have critical injuries. One suffering non-life-threatening injuries. 2 people have been arrested, and very, very soon the local police department, or the transit police, are going to be holding a press conference. So I thought we could jump on real quick and see what's going on with the press conference, and see what the full story is. And let's just switch over to here. Let me bring up what is happening. What we'll do first off, though, that way I can keep track on things, is we're going to bring up this video. Anytime now. Book. No, we're going to keep that running. We're going to press. Why does the Associated Press's thing do that? Because I've got the Associated Press's video stream up. But every time I go into full mode, I don't want to have any of the, we're going to just see what happens here. Hang on a sec. We're going to do this. We're going to bring that up. Bring the video up. So there's the video sitting there. For some reason it's looking a bit bloody odd. So what I might do is, that's why it looks odd. That thing keeps turning up and I need to get rid of it. I don't know how to get rid of it. The Associated Press have their own little chat group up. Now, the Associated Press, I like the Associated Press because they let people like us muck around with their videos and stuff. So I just need to, give me one sec. I need to go into my filters here. I need to, we're going to wind down so I can see that. That's what I needed to see. I needed to see that so I could, oh, there's the interact button gone.
How's your audio? Is it alright? My audio? Yeah.
I needed to get into the button. This is what happens. I literally saw this and jumped on, so I haven't prepped anything. I just literally went boom. I'm gonna jump on here. We're gonna do our best to get the story out to everyone the way that we like to do it here. So that's sitting there. We're just waiting on the boys in blue to rock up and tell us what's going on. So they'll be there momentarily. Probably, I think they said around 10 a.m. would be the time that they turn up. Now, let me say good day to a few more people that are rocking up at the same time. Lamont is here as well. Jason is here. Everyone is starting to turn up. People like Sentry, I'm sure that she'll be watching very, very soon. People like Julius and Jean and Frank and James West and that Geo and all these wonderful people that watch us on replay. Hopefully you guys are watching us on replay as well. Hello to any new people that have stumbled across the channel to see what's going on. Have a look at this bloke. He's definitely from Pinky Blinders. He's decided to come on out and have a bit of a look. He's going to do a quick microphone test.
Chris, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2,
Good on you, Chris.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
He doesn't even work for anyone. He's just waddled out onto the scene. So this is probably a good time to let you know that I'm running for president of Manchester. Everyone's got a nice duffel coat on this morning. That's a good sign. Now, while they're doing that, while they're partaking in sound checks and stuff, we might switch over. Well, not switch over. We're going to bring up. We're going to bring up a web page. Is what we're going to do. We're going to bring up. Look, we're going to bring up this web page.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Huntingdon, Cambridgeshire.
Where's my
British
volume?
Transport Police. 1, 2. It's okay.
All right, we're just going to drop his volume down a minute while we do this. Okay, so primarily for those that don't know the situation coming out of the UK, we've got the story thanks to the people over there at the Telegraph. They've been keeping things up to date all through the UK night, whatever it is in the United States, throughout the United States night as well. I've been up following the story since we first covered it, so I haven't rested. I've been hanging around bloody. The only thing I've done is had a shower. That's the only thing, and I went down the street and bought milk. That's the only thing I've done since the last time we've all spoken together. So we'll get into it while they're doing all that. So here's the general run of the mill. So it's now, I'm trying to work out the actual time. So it's 9:52 a.m. over there. Hang on, what's going on the screen? Let me just. We've got to keep an eye on that. As soon as we hear them bring the news out, we'll go. But here we go. Well, here's pretty much the gist of the situation. Let's go down to the nitty gritty. Let's go right back to the timeline of events. All right. So let's see if I can find the timeline of events. I had the timeline of events. Oh, I know where I found the timeline of events. Hang on a sec. I'm going to have to close that for 1 sec. I know where the timeline of events are, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry, you'd think I'd be bloody more on it than this. You can tell that I'm absolutely batshit tired, but you know what? This is the things that I do. I do this for you, boys and girls. I do this for you. And, you know, a little bit for me. Sentry is there. There she is. She's a bit bleary-eyed, but she is here. Good to see ya. All right, so here's the general run of this is what we know, right? Passengers travelling from Doncaster to London were attacked in a mass stabbing on a train on Saturday night. 10 people were injured and taken to hospital, 9 of whom are believed to have life-threatening injuries. And as we covered in the previous thing, anything to fall into life-threatening injuries or critical injuries means that it is possibly a stab, punch, or a slash wound. Anything that has resulted in either major blood loss or major trauma to the body. So that would fall into the life-threatening. In other words, the injuries are not sustainable with life, which means that there's a lot more work involved in keeping those people alive, where one of which has non-life-threatening issues, so possibly scratches and so forth. But I'm sure we'll find out all about that during the press conference. Witnesses report that police used a taser on one man who was holding a knife. 2 people were arrested, and now the counter-terrorism police have joined the investigation. There was speculation earlier about whether or not that was going to happen, but it's now confirmed that the counter-terrorism police are part of the investigation. They're not just assisting in the investigation. They are, you know, they're there, right? This is what happens when the captain streams until 2 a.m. The captain just needs a lot of things. The captain's just pushing. He's pushing to get the info out. He's doing his best. Steve, look out, here I come. So the Prime Minister has come out saying the attacks were appalling and deeply concerning instead of, yeah, they were okay, I suppose, right? So I'm guessing he's made all the right things there, because what else was he meant to say? Oh, yeah, those attacks on the train were, well, you know, shit happens, I guess. No, he said the right things. Yeah, they're pretty appalling and deeply concerning. Well, fucking, no shit, dickhead. So the attack took place at 18:25, so 6:25 p.m., which is London Northeastern on the London Northeastern Railway line, from Doncaster to South Yorkshire to London to London's King Cross Station. Passengers said at least one person brandishing a knife. Began stabbing people on the train after it passed through the Peterborough in Cambridgeshire. So about here, where this little triangle is roughly where they think that the stabbing had started taking place. And then the train obviously came to a rest there at Huntington Station to allow, the police and so forth to get on board. The train made an unscheduled stop. Well, yeah. Yeah, you could probably say that. You could probably say it was an unscheduled report or an unscheduled stop. That kind of happens when there's a stabbing on board. So they've made the unscheduled stop, which is some 15 minutes from the Peterborough by train. And police then boarded the train and arrested two people whose identities are not yet known. A large emergency service response was also sent to the scene, including air ambulances. I believe there was 2 air ambulances that arrived on the scene. The uninjured passengers were interviewed by police. Some boarded coaches bound for London. The Huntington MP Ben Obese-Jekti told BBC, which is the British Broadcasting Centre. Is that right? BBC? British Broadcasting Centre? Does that sound right? Corporation. Corporation would be probably the more correct word. He told there were about 10 ambulances, several fire engines as well, over 20 police cars when he first arrived at the scene just after 9 o'clock or 2100. The station remains shut on Sunday morning, as well as the A1307 directly outside, which I'm guessing is one of the roadways. Does that sound right? Sound pretty accurate? So what do we know about the victims? Fuck all. We only know that there's been 10 people involved. We don't know much more apart from the fact that they were taken to Adamsbrook Hospital in Cambridge, which is about a 30-minute drive from the station. And then they talk about what the eyewitnesses have had gone on to say. Eyewitnesses told the BBC of panic and confusion as passengers ran through the carriages, some wounded and bloodied. Ollie Foster, great beer, said he heard people shouting, "Run! There's a guy stabbing!" And literally stabbing everyone and everything. And they thought it might have been a Halloween prank. He saw an older man with gashes on his head and neck after he blocked the attacker from stabbing a young girl. So it looks like this elderly man has jumped in to stop a younger girl getting absolutely slaughtered, and it resulted in his own injuries. Passengers then used jackets to try and staunch the bleeding. I don't know who this older fellow gentleman is, but he deserves to be fucking recognised for saving that young girl's life. Other witnesses, Roaring Chambers, said that one person had been stabbed in the arm and bolted down the train to alert others while shouting, "Someone's got a knife." Some passengers hid inside toilets while others swarmed towards the front of the train. London Underground worker Dean McFarlane said he saw multiple people running down the platform at Huntington bleeding, with one man in a white shirt completely covered in blood. Now, we'll go on to talk about what the British Transport Police have stated, which pretty much states that they declared a major incident and said counter-terrorism officers were supporting that investigation to establish the full circumstances and motivation for this incident. It goes on to talk about the CH Super, which I'm guessing is the Superintendent, Chris Chasey. Oh, yeah, that is who it is. Said, "We're conducting inquiries to establish what has happened, and it could take some time before we are in a position to confirm anything further." We are now at that position. We are just literally moments away from people coming out from the British Transport Police to give us an update on what's actually transpired. You can hear the scenes in the back of this stream. That's the sound of the media awaiting. Now, I believe if we have a look at so this is actually, it's going to take place by the looks of it at the actual train station or at the actual spot that the incident took place. So we're going to get the correct information live from the scene, which is really good because some of these, when an incident takes place, there's normally a thing held in a town hall or a police station or, a fucking Burger King. Can you just move on, mate? We're fucking not talking to you, right? They normally hold these things in Burger King or, Hungry Jack's or fucking KFC or whatever. So it's good that they're going to do it from the actual location of where the incident took place. So we're going to have the most accurate information that's available. G'day, Election Glide. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well, mate. Good to have you here. Now, again, I do apologise. I'm a little bit scattered. I'm trying to put all the intel together in one little group for you so we can get all the correct information as we're going along. I was reading through, as we're watching the screen there, I'll just read a few little updates. So the latest update, this came through at 9:59 a.m. London time. The MP said it's vital information. It is vital information on the suspects is released. It is vital information on the suspects is released. So the MP for Huntington said that it's vital that the information about the suspects is released to stop any misinformation and speculation from being spread. We've seen even on this channel today, not long after the incident took place, that Speculation Station cranked up a gear and everyone hopped on aboard the train. So it'd be interesting to see what comes out of this particular press conference, and see what it is. As Century's just pointed out, the cops have had at least 24 hours to question the suspects. Well, about 12 hours to question the suspects because it was 6 p.m. last night. Oh, sorry, they were arrested around the 7:25 p.m. marker last night. So now it's going on to 10 o'clock. So what have we got? 14 hours or so that it's that they've had to interview the suspects. So they should have a general good idea of what's going on. The counter-terrorism guys may or may not have done what they needed to do to get some information. So there's a lot of time that has passed from incident to this press conference. So I'm hoping that we're going to get the information that we need. As the MP from Huntington has pointed out, let's confirm one way or another. Was this a coordinated terror attack and we should all be mindful that this might happen again in the future? Was this just two young fellas that had enough and decided, it's time to get our McStabby on? Or was it two blokes that met on a train going, hey, bruv, you got a knife? Yeah, bruv, of course I got a knife. Hey, how do you feel about stabbing people? Oh, I'm a big fan of that, bruv. And then they just started stabbing people, right? As I said, in one of the earlier broadcasts, if it was just one guy that fucking flipped out and started stabbing people like happened in Sydney, in Bondi last year, where it was just one guy, the cuckoo clock struck 12 and that was it for any form of normality in his life. And, Get Your Stab On decided to start playing in the back of his head. And he just went out and started stabbing people. Right, that's a lone gunman or a lone attacker with no motivation, no motive, no political agenda. He just went, fucking, it's stabby time. Let's see how sharp this knife can stay. There's two people involved here that we are aware of. So we know that there's two people that is coordinated in itself. That's just coordinated in itself. Whether they chose to do that the day that they met on the train, whether they chose to do that because they were sitting around smoking some chuff or a couple of bongs with each other and went, let's start stabbing people and get our message across. And that's how they did. Or, third option, this is connected to a larger issue that the police are privy to the information of. We won't know that, obviously, until they come and stand on the stage and tell us what the fuck's going on. Now, we get, Melbourne, we're, the state that I live in, we like to be the stabby capital of Australia. We don't mind stabbing people with machetes and stuff. That's kind of our thing. I don't think we've ever clicked the 10 people marker just yet. It's normally just a bunch of kids smacking at one another. Now, you can't call that terrorism. That's just not terrorism. That's 2, 3, 4, 5 different versions of gangs that feel like throwing a bit of a machete fight into a basic supermarket is a great way to spend the afternoon. This, on the other hand, it's public transport. There's a lot of factors at play here. Everything from, the rumour that there is a lot of military personnel that catch this particular train. There's military institutes along this line. There's a whole bunch of information that is the variables are so different that you've got no choice but to look at this from a worried perspective. Like, okay, it's one thing, as I said, it's one thing if it was one guy, it's another thing that we've got two involved. So what's happening with the two people? Is this just two people that, for whatever political agenda that they have, whether it's, look, we don't like the colour red and we've asked the government to remove the colour red from, everything, and they haven't done it, so now we're fucking angry that the colour red is still available, so now we need to go on a stabby McStab fucking mission, and maybe the government will listen and take away the colour red from all of the M&Ms that we eat. We don't know. We don't know if that's the motivation. Or, as I said, is this a more calculated, more handed down set of rules given to two people to carry out on behalf of an organisation? These are all the variables that are up in the air. I like this, mate. He's just on his way to the shop. He's like, hey guys, what time's the train coming? Hey, no one told me that the station was shut. Fuck. What am I supposed to do? Catch a bus? You fucking catch a bus. Look, here comes another Sheila ready to catch the train. I'm guessing all those media and police vehicles are kind of a bit of a fucking giveaway, eh? Oh, shit, does that mean I can't fucking... Oh, man. I was going to be singing Dolly Parton's, my baby catches the morning train. Not today, she doesn't. He looked genuinely disappointed, that bloke in the red cardigan. Mr. Rogers' stunt double. Lee in Oregon, how are you, mate? Welcome, good to see you again. It is terrible news. It is absolutely... Yeah, it's not great. We don't know if anyone's passed away or succumbed to their injuries. We don't know who the suspect... We don't know anything about any of the victims. Witnesses have stated, as we read, about an elderly gentleman shielding a younger girl. I won't say child, because we don't know if that's the case, but he shielded a younger female from being stabbed, which resulted in him copping some pretty severe injuries. So I'm sure the more of these stories of survival and heroism may come to light as the days progress on. But at this particular moment, we can only go by witness statements and what's been reported. And as we said, witnesses are coming out stating that, fucking this old fella, he did everything he could. I'm just having another look at the Telegraph's website. Survivors of the attack left outside of the station with no shoes. Oh, no. Terrible. In the aftermath, one of the survivors of the attack is said to have been left standing outside the station without his shoes, having lost them in the panic. Always tie your shoelaces, kids. Always tie your shoelaces. It's very important. Always wear clean underpants and always wear your shoes. Tie your shoelaces. I'm just going to bring up the page. You can see the forensic guys. That's the bloke in the white. Either that or he's there to clean. I'm pretty sure he's forensics though, but he's going back in. But the MP from Huntington has really pointed out the fact that, if all you need to do is go and look at social media right now. It's one thing that the fact that not just Britain, but Britain, we're going to use Britain in this regard because this is where the incident has taken place. It's quite volatile right now, right? There is political alliances all around the shop, and some people have their opinions on how governments are run and the conspiracies and everything that comes with it. So you got people that are, one dude in our chat last time we did this stream was, it's Charlie Kirk times 2. What that had to do with anything, I don't know. But that's people's mindset. Oh, it's the Jews. Oh, it's the Arabs. Oh, it's the Islamics. Oh, it's this, it's that. Well, we don't know yet. We don't know, and that's the problem. And when we don't know something, we fill in the gaps to fill our narrative, and that's human nature. That everyone does that, right? There's no, it's not a great thing, but that's what we do because it's our brain trying to make sense of something that we are unsure of. Hence why all of the stories of Area 51. Area 51 might just be a extremely great place to go and crochet and get away from it all. You know, you could go into Area 51 and it's literally just a nice little resort. You can put your feet in a little foot spa and you can crochet a pillow, talk to a few people, and then you go home. But the thing about it is you're just not allowed to tell anyone. And because we don't know that's what might happen at Area 51, we all have to just fill in the blanks. So our brains are very creative and we have to fill in the blanks in which ways that make sense to us. What narrative do we want to tell ourselves to make ourselves feel better or make us understand the situation? And that is what happens in these type of scenarios. The first thing that disappears in an incident, as I said earlier, is always the truth. All right, the truth disappears and then we try and piece it together a bit later. So it's called, that's where the disinformation and war and all that sort of stuff all falls into that category where you're still trying to figure it out for yourself because you haven't got all the information. And that's fine. Like, you're allowed to do that. That's just, it's all part and parcel of it. You know, people getting free blankets, that's always a good thing. One eyewitness described the scene on the train as horrid or horrific and pure chaos on board. They told The Sun that there was blood everywhere. It was a terrible scene, really, really violent. It was like something from a film. It didn't feel real and just sparked pure panic on board. Shock onlookers were shaken and traumatized. There's a heavy police presence on the scene at the moment. Yeah, well, we can see that in the background there. Passengers who were on board the train were put on buses to London just before 11 p.m. And then, you know, photographers, like, you know, you can see in this photo, for instance, this was one of the active scenes. This is primarily all medical gear that you can see on the ground there. One of the things that normally happens in a mass, what's the word I'm thinking of? Mass casualty event like this, they do send up their own little trauma centers and then they try and figure it out from there and do the basic triage on the ground. Once they've done the triage on the ground, then they can transport as necessary for the people that need it. If 9 out of 10 people had life-threatening injuries, then that triage center that you can see right there in front of you would have been very chaotic. And my thoughts and fucking general well wishes go to the paramedics and the medical staff that would have had to have dealt with that, because that would not have been fun. That would not have been a great afternoon at the office. So there's a few photos still doing the rounds. You know, the train obviously still there on the platform. We're still just waiting on the commissioner. I'm guessing it will be the commissioner that comes out to have a bit of a chat to us. Now, this was reported at 9:22 local time. London was the British Transport Police, so the counter-terrorism officers were supporting the investigation into the stabbing as they are working to establish the full circumstances and motivation. So, in other words, we're going to let them run point here, and we're just going to wait and see what comes out of it. So, hopefully, not long to go, and we'll get to see exactly what's going on. We'll get to see who's coming out to have a bit of a chat with us. The thing was, the press conference was meant to get underway about 13 minutes ago, so they are running a few minutes behind schedule, but you can kind of forgive them in this situation. Like, if you're watching the footage here and you see the commissioner just standing against the fence with his feet up, having a cigarette, just looking at everyone from the distance, then you'd be like, come on, mate, put your finger out. You know, you're supposed to be doing something. Like, if he was just standing there enjoying a cup of tea and just waving at everyone and enjoying a nice biscuit or something, but come on, bro. Like, you can probably come up. You can enjoy. You can have your cup of tea, but just tell us what's going on. But that's not the case. We can't see him, so I'm guessing he's still receiving his briefing. Because there will be multiple divisions, you know, running point and different things going on. So you've got the investigation team, which would be the counter-terrorism guys, and they would have been doing a lot, if not all, of the interrogation last night with the two suspects. You would have the crime scene investigators, who would be back and forth. So you would have the detectives going back and forth from the station here to the HQ, you know, working out logistics and timings and witnesses and victims and all that sort of stuff, then you would have your crime scene processors, so the forensic guys who are on the train, and they're the ones that are trying to piece together, based on the evidence on the train, the CCTV, the blood splatters, all that sort of stuff. They would be piecing together a chain of event or a timeline of event that they can then present to the guy that has to give, or the girl that has to give this press conference, because the last thing he wants to do is walk out here going, okay, so some shit happened, and look, we'll get back to you with some intel. Right? He's going to be questioned like no tomorrow. He knows that the UK and primarily most of the world will be watching this broadcast, and he wants to have his ducks in a row, and that's fair enough. So hopefully they're calling Jack Bauer. Jack Bauer would have had this solved straight away. It would have been, we would have known who these guys' name, we would have even known what their fucking schoolyard nicknames were by the end of Jack Bauer's investigation. Is that him coming over? No, it's just a buck in a trench coat. It's like, oh, what sort of camera have you got? Oh, yeah, no, this is a Canon. This is probably why I'm not invited to go to press conferences, I'd get bored real fucking quick. Because I'd be over there patting that bloke's dog. And he'd be like, what are you here for? Oh, I'm supposed to be over there, but they're not there yet, so I'm just going to come over and pat your dog. What's your dog's name? I'll just spend the next 20 minutes talking to this bloke about his fucking dog. I'd even forget that the fucking minister was coming to talk to us. It's going to go. No, it's all right. It's all right. Ah, you know how to take that, mate. I was going to say, you like the nerve of this guy? He just walked in front of everyone's camera like, I'll take this. This is going to be mine. I need one of these. You know you're on live on the Associated Press there, love. We can all hear your phone call. And I know you were with Susan last night. I could smell her perfume. You told me it was over, Stephen. I wasn't sure if that was a really tall girl or like a guitar player from middle school standing in the middle of the road. Free advertisement for whatever that was. I think it's a girl. This bloke's just finished work at the docks. Spent all afternoon unloading and loading coal, mate. Yeah. Yeah, got to keep the furnaces alive down there in bloody Birmingham, mate. Yeah, that's pretty much here in Australia too, mate. 20 years if you're lucky. Like, if you're really unlucky, you get 20 years for murder. Like, you'd have to have done something pretty serious. Look how many people are trying to catch the fucking train and then getting shitty that the train station shut. There's another fuckwit. Don't any of you look at the news? Do you not own phones? Look, he's even talking to the copper going, look, but the train's there on the platform, mate. I can see the train from here. I need to get on there. And he's like, well, that train ain't going nowhere, is it? Well, go on, Gov. Where the fuck am I supposed to go then? On a fucking bus? I haven't got any money for that. I haven't got any money for the bus. Look at him. He's genuinely upset too. It's like, oh, my missus kicked me out and everything. Off I go. You late, mate? That looks like an old Charlie Chaplin fucking dual wheel crank handle fucking camera. So far, in this footage alone, we have seen 5 people go up to the entrance of the car park there with what could only be described as train luggage just to be turned around. Yeah, look. Part of you would be like, well, fucking hang on a minute. Like, I don't listen to the morning news that often either, but I tend to read the news or, I don't know, social media. Let's see how many more people fucking walk up wondering why they can't catch today's train. I don't think Iceland's president would be too cold in the winter. It'd be cold pretty much the entire time, wouldn't it? Although Iceland's primarily green most of the time, Greenland's predominantly fucking frozen most of the time. Okay, here's another one. Okay, g'day, mate. Can I get through there? No, mate. I go, yeah, mate, I was just on my way to work and there's all these cameras at the front of the station. Yeah, I'll go over and find out what's going on. Hey, is Judy Dench here or something, is she? Yeah, lest we forget. Well, yeah, good point. Yeah, lest we forget. It's just fucking shocking. Hopefully no one has lost their lives, but I'm sure we'll find out.
Here you go. Rather than put your mics on the ground, why don't you put them on here?
Well, aren't you fucking clever, huh?
Look at that.
Hey, look, here's old mate Roger back again in the red. He goes, is it open yet? I just went and got the paper and cuppa.
Where's the what? Well, it's all feng shui. You can't have too many things.
That's not French way, mate. I don't think you understand what that means. Yeah, no mention of the World Series. You're right. I was watching LA, people just letting off fireworks in the center of Los Angeles today. That was pretty interesting. Yeah, Melbourne, mate. We have become the stabbing capital of Australia. That's for sure. We don't, as I said, we don't mind stabbing people. Hang on, poor old Rod. He doesn't know what to do with his day. He was on his way to fucking bingo, and that's been cancelled. How come all of, like, this is not a racial thing, but how come all British reporters sound the same? Could you imagine me being part of a British press call? Yes, can you please tell us exactly what has taken place and what transpired? Yeah, mate, what the fuck happened? Hey, down in front. You ruin it for everyone. Go on, move on your bike. Off your tot. Hey, g'day, love. I just wanted to take me dog down for a bit of a train ride. What time's the train leaving? Fucking hell, here we go again. You're going to jettison Victoria? I don't blame you, mate. Can I get off Victorian Island before you do that? That would be very, very handy. Yeah, I reckon after this press conference and they can confirm or deny what has taken place, then yeah, I think Britain is in for a bit of a rough few days. Fuck, was there a sale on beanies or something, was there? Hey, everyone nicked down to fucking Anaconda and bought themselves a brand new beanie. They're fucking boat fishing and camping, got a fucking winter stock going on. Come on, coppers, we haven't got all fucking day. He jumped to the good side of the river. Well, Mary Lou's going to stand there until the station opens. It won't be long, will it? It looks like they're cleaning up. Was there a spill or something, was there? Yeah, if it was immigrants, yeah, life is not going to be fucking really good at all. So we need clarification really quickly from these guys. Maybe what it is they were heading out to get a kebab. They found out about pineapples and kebabs, and they just fucking flipped the fuck out. I kind of want to blame all of this on the great Cornholio. There's the fucking DoorDash delivery driver there. So, I got 2 Earl Greys for Stephen. And a tin of pineapple for Adamus. Yeah, I reckon I'm gonna call back. Boom, boom, give it to me. Where is it?
Mother Energy Drink.
Joke of the day.
Mother!
So I keep watching the updates and stuff, but we still haven't. So primarily the British Transport Police will address the public. That's who we're waiting on hearing. So it's the British Transport Police, which run the, well, pretty much it's in the job description there, isn't it? It's the transport coppers. It's fucking a bit warm here too at the moment. It's still pretty warm. I don't know what the temperature is. I had the temperature here. Still 21 degrees. It's 9:30 at night, which is pretty warm for where I am. I'm up in high country. She is going to wait all day. You see the Sheila over there in the top left? She's going to wait until till this copper either goes to the toilet and then she's going to run onto the train. She'll be like, well, I made it to me chair. You kind of have to take me anywhere I want to go. That's how this works. I've got me ticket. Oh, don't tell me that. Don't tell me that, Cornholio. Look, here comes 2 more fuckwits on their morning run. G'day, guy. We're just here to catch the train. Well, no, you can't. Well, why the fuck not? Well, there was a stabbing, wasn't there? Well, no, I'm fucking told us. I can't believe that you had a chicken kebab tonight with pineapple on it. That's fucking bullshit. $36 in Rockhampton today. Fucking hell. Here comes. Here comes this fella again. Yeah, come on, mate. You'll be right. You don't need to fucking angry in there, do you? More and more. Here goes Pearl Roger again. He came back for one last look. There's Inspector Gadget in the background. What are you guys going to form a line? Look, I know British people love standing in a line, but you're going to be waiting a while for the train to fucking start moving again. Here comes more people to catch the train. Oh, fucking hang on a minute. There's a rope here. There wasn't a rope here yesterday. There's Roger again going, no, they're not opening the station, guys. Oh, I'm just here to tell everyone. Yeah. Roger in the red. This guy's just lurking. He went home and got his camera. All right, everyone form an orderly line. Yeah, they're hoping to have this open by fucking 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So if we can all form a nice leisurely line right here, and we can all wait our turn. Don't worry, there's enough train for everyone. Yeah, Baldy is definitely getting his screen time. Hey, where are you two going? Oh, that's right, you work now. That's all right. Yeah, Baldy's really doing his best to get his fucking face on telly. So big shout out to the Associated Press. I did fill out the paperwork for Associated Press. I don't know what that means, but I filled out the paperwork. So I don't know if that's just, yeah, go for it, son. I don't know. Like, they didn't say not to use it. Here you go. Here comes another lady. Look at this. Look at the utter shock of, hang on a minute. Are we forming a line, are we? I heard there was a line, so that's why I'm here. I'm not interested in catching the train, just a really big fan of lines. There's Roger still standing there going, yeah, I came here earlier. And yeah, it was still locked in. Are you going to try and go under that rope? Because I'm pretty sure that constable's not going to be a big fan of you doing that. Oh no, you've turned around. That's all right. I'm more curious about the people. It's the conga line starting to develop. You ask people like Sentry and Robster and Owen and P. Barnes and all the people that live over there in the UK, standing in lines like a fucking national pastime. You could give them an option. You can have 2 fucking gold bars worth $1,000 each, or you can stand in this line for fucking 2 days. And they'll be like, well, what's at the end of the line? And you'd be like, does it really matter? They'd be like, yeah, and actually, no, you're right. Fucking, I'll take the line. They only go to Disneyland to stand in the fucking line. They get to the front and then move straight to the back. He's like, no one touch my fucking rope, right? I'll put this fucking rope here. No one touch it. All right? I'll fuck you up. Anyway, where was I? So anyway, I said to Marie. Oh, hang on a minute. We've got some new pictures that have just come in. Not very good pictures, but they're pictures nonetheless. Let me bring them up. Here we go. 2 new pictures. There you got your forensic officers on the scene this morning. So a forensic officer walking next to the London North Eastern Railway train. And then underneath this I'm not sure if that's Roger from earlier. He's now in the train taking some photos. But there you go. 2 new photos. So that's good. Thanks for sharing that, Telegraph. Appreciate it. There seems to be a lot of sirens in fucking Huntingdale or Huntington. Is that fairly standard or is this a special occasion? Look at this line developing at the train station. I told you, it's all about a fucking line. You thought I was kidding. You all thought I was joking, but here we are. G'day, Owen. How are you, mate? We're just waiting on this press conference. So another quick go around for everyone. All right, 10 people stabbed over there at the train. On the train, more of the point. 10 people stabbed. 9 with life-threatening injuries, 1 with non-life-threatening injuries. We've heard a story about an elderly gentleman that protected a young girl who was getting stabbed, or prevented her from getting stabbed, or jumped in between her and the person stabbing her, and he's copped a couple of decent stabs for his effort. So that's one of the stories that we've heard so far. We've also heard about a man that lost his shoes, which is equally as bad, I guess. All right, if we want to share stories, but so that's kind of where we're up to. We're just waiting on the British Transport Police to come out and tell us what's happening, what's the happy haps, what's what's the latest intel? What have they been told? What have they been able to piece together? So hopefully we'll get some more information from them, and we'll know exactly, hopefully, what's going on. More of the point. So we just, yeah, not the shoes. Oh, they're pretty pissed about those shoes, man. He was pretty upset. Meanwhile, there is a orderly line building up there in the top corner of the screen. These are people that have come to catch the train. Roger seems to be the shop steward. He seems to be the union representative of the line. He wants to make sure everyone's got exactly what they need if they're going to be standing in line for a 24-hour period, which is pretty much just a standard average time to spend in a line in Britain. There seems to be a bit of a disbursement going on. Oh, he's like, oh, can I get a photo of your dog? No, the joke wasn't that funny, mate. Calm down. So yeah, that's where we are. We're just waiting for the boys in blue to turn up and give us a bit of the old chin wag and let us know what's going on. Not the Julius Marlows. Straight down the fucking crack on the crease. It's me WD-40. Yeah, this bloke's just rolled into town. He's just knocked off work. He was doing mall Santa training. That this morning. He's like, just learning how to let kids sit on me lap without cracking a fat. So, it's what it is. Hang on, we got another little, we got an update. Who's Kemi Baddenrock, or whatever the fuck they are? Who's that? Oh, the Conservative Party. The Conservative Party leader has come out and said that the country cannot face this level of violent crime. Well, yeah, no shit. No one said that it should. Asked about the Plato nationwide code for the terrorist attack being used on the Saturday before it was rescinded, Miss Badenoch said, I would expect the security services and the police to assume the worst case scenario, and if that is not what is happening, then to scale it back. She would not expect it. She would not expect in those circumstances for everything to go absolutely right and perfect. That was just released moments ago on the Telegraph. Yeah, I think there will be. I really think there's going to be a lot of. Yeah, I think there's going to be a bit of civil unrest happening. It seems to be happening more and more in multiple countries. A lot of civil unrest. Something is brewing in this world, and we're not privy to what it is yet. But something's going on. Training, I'm sure they. Oh, that's what. Yeah, without doubt. Halloween was yesterday, so it'll be right. Everyone fucking back to work. 2-minute warning, ladies and gentlemen. 2-minute warning. I feel like fucking agenda-free TV. 2 minutes, everyone. 2 minutes. Fuck me. 2 minutes. Did everyone hear that? 2 fucking minutes. Don't take camera photos of the camera. Don't be that guy. There's Roger in the background again. Did you say 2 minutes before the train's going to leave? Oh, well, fucking let me on then. How's my British accent, by the way? I feel like I've fucking nailed that every time. P. Barnes is here. There he is. I'm surprised you're not standing in that line. Everyone fucking loves standing in lines over there. Didn't someone, people stood in line for a day and a half to see the fucking Queen's body. And she wasn't, they didn't even do Weekend at Bernie style with her. She was still in a box. You didn't even get much. Alan, you know what? I'm sad to say, but I think you're right, mate. I think we are going to see another global scale conflict in our lifetime. I really do, and I don't say that lightly. And I don't like pressing the panic button, but I feel like I think we're getting there. I think we're reaching close to it. Hang on a moment. Hello, Chuck. Hello, puppy. Hey. Okay. Is she going to sleep or is she just... Okay, can you ask Mum to send me a message when she's about to go to bed? Thank you, darling. So we're just 2 minutes and these the policemen are coming out. Wolf Queen's come in to say hello, everyone. That's a big fucking camera. That was a huge camera. Phoenix out. Let's go. So Kimatron's got a funeral tomorrow, which is my lovely wife. So she's going to be heading to bed very, very soon. So I'll go and say goodnight to her. Hopefully the press conference is underway by that stage, and we all get a. Like, I tell you what, lucky they put that table there. The feng shui of it all could have been terrible for everyone involved. Drake on Holiday, she said, "Go fuck yourself." Yeah, it's still there, love. Don't worry. No one pinched it. Okay, here we go. This guy looks important. Hang on, let me turn it up. This guy looks very important.
Good. Okay. About there? Good. Okay, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Superintendent John Lovelace, and I'm here to provide you with an update on the incident at Huntington Station that took place here last night. It's a shocking incident, and first and foremost, my thoughts are with the family and friends of those who've been affected and those who are injured. At approximately 7:42 p.m. yesterday evening, there were calls to the police service in relation to multiple stabbings which took place on board a train service that departed Doncaster at 6:25 p.m. and was en route to London King's Cross Station. Officers immediately attended Huntington Station alongside paramedics, where armed police officers from Cambridgeshire Police boarded the train and arrested 2 people. Within 8 minutes of the 999 call being made, 2 men were brought into police custody, where they remain this morning. I can tell you that these are the first male, a 32-year-old male, a black British national, and a 35-year-old man, a British national of Caribbean descent. They were both arrested on suspicion of attempted murder.
I'm just going to pause it there just to confirm 2 British nationals, 32 and 35 years of age.
Both were born in the United Kingdom. As stated, they remain this morning in separate police stations for questioning. 10 people were taken to hospital by ambulance, and another person self-presented later that evening.
That's 11.
While 9 were initially believed to have life-threatening injuries, following assessment and treatment, 4, thankful to say, have been discharged.
Good.
However, 2 patients remain in a life-threatening condition.
Okay, so 2 still in life-threatening condition.
British Transport Police declared a major incident yesterday, and counter-terrorism policing were initially supporting our investigation. However, at this stage, there is nothing to suggest that this is a terrorist incident.
Okay.
This is a British Transport Police investigation, and we continue to work to establish at pace the full circumstances and the motivations that have led to this incident. At this early stage, it would not be appropriate to speculate on the cause of this incident. As you can see, the station this morning remains closed. However, we expect trains to be passing through the station this morning.
Well, there's one behind you.
Passengers will see a high visibility presence of police officers at stations and on trains throughout today, up and down the transport network. Our officers are there to reassure the public and to address any concerns they may have.
G'day, Wednesday, how are you? Good to see you. So just to clarify and confirm, 2 British nationals, obviously black British nationals, 35, 32 years of age, are the suspects at this stage. Up to 11 people were hospitalised, 4 being discharged currently, 2 currently in life-critical condition. So That's where we're up to at this stage. No links to terrorism at this stage. That's where we're up to. Let's let the superintendent continue.
I'd like to thank the public personally for their patience and their cooperation. Yesterday evening, which has already greatly assisted our investigation through the help the public have tendered, as well as the multi-agency response partners from colleagues in other blue light services. I'd like to extend my thanks to our colleagues within Cambridgeshire Police, the East of England Ambulance Service, Cambridgeshire Fire and Rescue Service, and Counter-Terrorism Policing. And finally, I'd like to appeal for anyone that's watching who has information connected to yesterday's incident, however big or small you feel that may be, that has not yet spoken to police, to make contact.
Okay, that's telling in its own thing. We learnt that in the Desi Freeman thing, where it's not what he's saying, but it's what he's not saying that is of interest. If anyone has information in connection to this, no matter how big or small, and you haven't spoken to us already, get in contact with us. That means there's another line of inquiry that they are looking at that they have not actually announced here today. There's no link to terrorism, etc., and we're not going to speculate on the motivation behind it. That's what he's saying. However, for those that may have information that could be handy to us, might be a good idea to give us a call. That is telling in itself. As I said, it's not what he's saying, but it's what he's not saying. That's got my investigation fucking dick sticking into the sky. You know what I mean? Like that sets off little bells for me.
You can do so by texting the British Transport Police on 61016. That's 61016, quoting reference 663 of the 1st of November 2025. Thank you very much. I won't be taking any more questions, but thank you very much.
You're not going to take any more questions. You didn't give us fucking anything. Quick, everyone grab your mic and run. Let's see if you can get into that line first. Right, so there was stuff in that, but there wasn't stuff in that at the same time. So we'll just leave that on the screen. I don't know why. It was in the backdrop. So it's obviously still an active investigation, right? There's still a lot to be... Oh, they've closed it off. Oh, well, fuck you then. Live stream has ended. Well, fuck you, Associated Press. How dare you do that to us? All right, we'll close you off. Fair enough. You've done a good job. All right, so, as I said, there's... Oh, wrong button. Wrong live stream. Parker Nick's not sitting there. So, from what we've been able to determine is very simple. Initially, 10 people arrived. Like 10 people were injured, and 9 were taken to hospital. Another one self-attended later in the night. That brings our count to 11 people. Of those 11 people, or more of the point, out of that point, there was 10 people still in hospital. 4 have been discharged. 2 remain critical. So that's a lot better than 9 in critical condition. We're down to 2 people in critical condition, which is not great. That's not fucking good at all. But that's 2 people that are they're fighting for life right now. 2 people have been arrested: 32-year-old and a 35-year-old, both British nationals, black of what's the word I'm thinking of? Black ethnicity, or black in appearance. They are British nationals. There is no link to terrorism at this, from what the police can tell, and that's as far as that goes. So they're like, yeah, well, we looked at it, but we can't find any link to terrorism, so we're going to take that off the board. But what's not taken off the board is the motivation. They haven't come forward and said, this is why these 2 people did it. They're not going into that detail yet. So there's going to be more information, hopefully, that comes to hand as the day progresses. But at this particular stage, all we can tell you for sure is there's no link to terrorism. Only 2 people remain in critical condition. 4 people have been discharged from hospital. The 2 men who are of British nationals, who are 35 and 32 years of age, are now being charged, are facing charges of attempted murder. Obviously, if 1 or 2 of those people in the critical condition were to pass away, then those charges will be upgraded. But at this stage, the attempted murder charge for both individuals is what's on the table. The police are asking for assistance for anyone that might have information that can assist their investigation. Again, it's not what he said. It's not where he's come out going, so this is what we think and we just need you guys to help us clarify. This is a case of, we're not going to tell you what we think just yet. We've got our suspicions and we are still going through our investigation process. But there is there is more people out there that may know what these 2 gentlemen, I won't call them gentlemen, what these 2 fuckwits, these 2 fucking pelicans have done. We don't think that just these 2 guys were the only ones that went, hey, this is a good idea. These 2 guys have told someone else, maybe, whatever the situation is, and those people that are in the know that may have been privy to the information that these 2 men were about to go and do this horrendous crime, you guys need to come forward and talk to us, because we fucking know that you know. So we want you to tell us. So that will be it. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see at least 1 more arrest in this, because 2 people can keep a secret, but 3 can't. So that's sort of, if I, as a police commentator, as an official police commentator, allow me to use my commentating knowledge and state in speculation fucking station that if I was running this investigation and they were the words I chose to use in a press conference, then that would be my line of inquiry. That would be me going, these 2 fuckwits don't look smart enough to have put this together themselves. There's either someone else pulling the strings, or at least someone else knew what was going on. And as the great Cornholio points out, they want to show premeditation, and that's what they're looking for here, right? This wasn't just 2 blokes that met on the train today and went, let's get our stab on. I think that's going to be a great idea. G'day, Frank. How are you, mate? Good to see you. But yeah, there's not going to be much more I can tell you on this live stream than what we already have been told by that press conference. So another quick update for you. 2 victims of the stabbing remain in life-threatening conditions, police have said. Speaking to the press outside the scene, Superintendent John Lovelace, that's a fucking good name for a stabbing fucking investigation, from British Transport Police, said that 4 people have been discharged from the hospital. 10 people were initially taken to hospital, with 1 more presenting at the hospital later that evening. So that's 11 in total. So we've got 11 victims. From that 11 victims, 4 have been discharged, and 2 remain in life-threatening conditions. So that's kind of where we're up to. And I'm about to lose my TV for some unknown reason. But nonetheless, that's where we're up to. There's not much more we can really say, apart from what we've already heard from the superintendent, which was pretty straightforward. I've got the whole statement here. I'll read it out to you again. Superintendent John Lovelace told reporters at the scene at Huntington, "It's a shocking incident, and first and foremost, my thoughts are with the family and friends for those which have been affected and those who were injured." Approximately 7:42 p.m. Yesterday evening, there were calls to police service in relation to multiple stabbing which took place on board train service. The train departed... Oh, I lost my thing. Hang on a minute. The train departed Doncaster at 6:25 p.m. and was en route to London's King's Cross Station. Officers immediately attended Huntington Station alongside paramedics. Were armed officers from the Cambridgeshire Police, boarded the train and arrested 2 people within 8 minutes of the 999 call. For those that are not aware of what a 999 call, it's an American version. Sorry, it's the UK version of 911. or the UK version of 000. It's their version of the emergency service phone number. 2 men were brought into police custody where they remain this morning. I can tell you that they are the first male, a 32-year-old black British national, and a 35-year-old British national of Caribbean descent. They were both arrested on suspicion of attempted murder. As stated, they remain this morning in separate police stations. So they were taken away from one another and put on 2 separate police stations. So that's kind of where we're up to there. Now, again, there's not much more I can cover in this particular live stream because that's all the intel we have. And unless things start rolling out through the course of the day, and I won't be expecting any more updates at least until late evening. I reckon within, around the 24-hour marker of the actual incident that took place. So I'd be guessing around 6 p.m. local time. That would be what would be my guess is when we would find out a bit more information. That's if they even come back out today. And unless something major comes out, like someone does pass away, or they can confirm the motive behind the stabbing, then I don't think we're going to get anything else. I think they're going to hold their cards pretty close to their chest until they can sort all of this stuff out. And that's kind of where we're up to, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to end the live stream there because there is legit not much more I can give you. But I can tell you this, if anything does happen throughout the course of my evening, your morning, your day, whatever, I'll jump back on and we'll continue on with it. But as promised, I was going to cover the press conference. We covered the press conference. We've done, the prophet has been fulfilled. So I'm going to leave it on that note. A big thank you literally to all of you wonderful people that have come and hung out with us. I do appreciate it. Thank you for watching it along with me. More things to come along. There's going to be a lot more different things going on. Yes, we will know a lot more when we wake up here in Australia. Great Conholia, you're spot on, mate. Until then, there's not much more we can do. We can sit and just speculate, and that could keep us busy for hours. But yeah, they're going to have to go through all the CCTVs. They're going to have to, really kick up the investigation a few notches before they can come back out and say, okay, well, here's the motive, because they're going to know that everyone's going to be waiting for the motive. They're going to know that this is going to raise racial tension in the country. They know that there's a whole bunch of shit that is going to fire up from this, so they want to have all their information correct before they even remotely say why they think that this has taken place. So we'll keep an eye on it. We'll make sure that if anyone passes away and stuff, we'll jump on it. Let's touch all forms of wood that doesn't happen. And obviously with the attempted murder charges, that can change if someone was to pass away or succumb to their injuries. So we'll just have to go with that, ladies and gentlemen. That's all I can tell you for now. I'm going to go and get some fucking sleep because it's been a very, very long 24 hours for me, so I really do appreciate it. I'm doing my best to give you as much intel as I can, so I'll keep you as fully up to date as it comes through. But a massive thank you literally to each and every one of you. I can't thank you enough. I really can't. And until the next one, boys and girls and children of all ages, keep me fully erect, and as always, fucking hooroo.